Word at its best.
6 assists, 2 blocks. Fluid of education. The Lakers held Sacramento to 29% shooting in the second half as they came back to win. A few minutes ago, Frank Vogel spoke with Mike in the media.
Hey, Frank, AD alluded to a halftime conversation. I wasn't sure if that was led by coaches or players. What did you see at halftime that might have sparked that second half?
Yeah, every now and then, the coach has to light a fire under his team. And today was one of those games. We weren't given the necessary effort in transition defense. And, and with our pick and roll coverages, which we talked specifically about tightening the screws on, all day, at shoot around, pregame. And it wasn't there in the first half. So, sometimes you have to let them hear it, let them hear about it. And, it was a spirit at halftime, and those guys responded.
Frank, you went to Dwight just a couple minutes into the first quarter, obviously stuck with him, played almost the whole second half. What was behind that switch, and what did you think of his play?
Yeah, just the coach's decision. I felt like Dwight was going to give us a lift in this game, and I was right. He played terrific. He came in and really changed the game with his energy. Him in particular in that third quarter with his pick and roll coverage. He's more familiar with what we do, so he came in and, just really set a tone with physicality, with effort, communication, and obviously helped us on the boards. And, you see his plus-minus, a plus 27, so just a hell of a night for him.
Frank, what do you make of the roles that both Russ and AD played in tonight's win, and how do you lean on those two over this period while you don't have LeBron?
Yeah, well, we're challenging those guys to carry the load, until LeBron comes back. And, it's one of those things where I thought they were both trying in the first half, but, we got off to a slow start. In particular, Russ was, raising his hand about, my bad about the first half. And but he flipped the script. He turned it around. He stayed the course. He has a great ability to catch himself when he has a few bad plays in a row, and get himself straight. And he definitely did that. I would say near the end of the first half, but in particular in the third quarter.
Frank, this first quarter, third of the season has been such a roller coaster where you have moments like this where it feels like maybe something you can hang your hat on and start building, and then it goes the other way. What needs to happen for you guys to use this as a building block of getting to where you want to go, and especially over this stretch without LeBron?
Yeah, well, there's lessons in every game. You know what I mean? And to show what we were able to do in the second half, every time your group has small successes, those are opportunities to build confidence in what we're doing, in each other on the floor, your teammates, all those types of things. And that second half is something that will definitely help us going forward. Our process is strong. With what we're doing, in particular on the defensive end. We're looking at our personnel. We're trying a lot of different things that are a little outside of what we're used to doing. And some of it's good, some of it's bad. And, we're taking the good pieces and locking it in. But at the end of the day, we've got a great scheme, and we've got personnel, that can execute it. And we've simplified and got down to the bones the last few games and just said, come on, let's just stay with our base coverages and get it right and do it better, do it harder, do it tougher, do it stronger. And, I challenged them, and it wasn't there in the first half. That's why the halftime talk was what it was. But it was terrific in the third quarter. And it shows that, these guys that we have on this roster right now are capable of doing it at a super high level. So, hopefully something that, our group can really draw a lot of confidence from.
Getting back in transition, building a defensive presence. We know it was tough. It was tough for them to score on us in the half court. A lot of their stuff came in transition, cross match, guys leaving guys open, fouling, things like that. So halftime, we had a conversation about the team that we want to be. We got to buckle down on the defensive end, and we're able to do that. Holding 15 and 18. Just great defensive quarters, great defensive dominance, and that's the way we got to start the games, though. We start the games with that defensive presence. We could be a very good team.
Dwight played almost that entire second half. You and he go back now with some experience, and just wondered how that helped and if you guys together did anything there.
Huge minutes. DH came in and it was a game changer. Not going to show in the stat sheet, but what he was able to do for us, offensive rebounds, protecting the rim, it's setting screens for guys, like the little things, the intangibles, was huge for us. And, he's a professional. To come and play in the game, play 35 minutes, don't play the game before, in and out of rotation, but to stay ready, him and Doe, to stay ready and come in and change the game, it was great for us.
AD, what was your personal reaction, and what can you tell us about the team reaction to the LeBron news? And then also, did his absence come up in this halftime conversation you mentioned to us?
It was something that was unexpected, for sure. Found out this morning, did more testing, and, we didn't really hear anything afterwards. Woke up from the nap, and any media outlet that covers anything had it on and said that he was in the health and safety protocol. So it wasn't like a shocker for us. We just said we can't catch a break. We was getting guys back, and then he's out for how many days, we don't know. It's all depending on his situation, but we just still got to find ways to win. We can't let that affect us. Obviously he's a huge part of our team, but I think we played a huge amount of games without him. So we kind of know how that is already. And we got to continue to play like we did on the defensive end, until he's able to come back. And guys going to have to continue to step up. Malik stepped up, Wayne, Doe, Dwight, Melo, all these guys came in and played some big minutes. So, we're going to continue to need that from these guys.
AD, you guys have kind of been here before where you've had moments that you use as kind of a rallying cry, or, halftime speeches, or guys speaking up in timeout and kind of hoping it might be a bit of a turning point for you guys. Does this one feel different in any way? And what has to happen for it to be a meaningful building block for this group going forward?
We came out slow, but we were able to play with the lead, which is a good sign. Not letting teams get back in, and we kept the pressure on both ends of the floor. We continued to score the basketball. We continued to get stops defensively, and we struggled with that this year. And so that was a good sign for us. But like I said, we shouldn't need those powwows at halftime or in timeouts. We should be able to, we got a veteran group. We should be able to come out with that type of energy. Now, I know you're going to have slow starts and things like that. But to be the team that we want to be, we can't continue to dig ourselves a hole. So if we come out the first half, the next games, especially the next game against the Clippers, the way we came out in the second half, and games going forward, then we should be in a pretty good place.
Hey, I think LeBron has played in 11 of the games so far. When he doesn't play, how does your mindset change? What's your approach when he's not in the games?
Be a little bit more aggressive. I know the team leans on me a lot to be aggressive, when he's in and when he's out. But especially when he's out, and I saw that, last game, they go off my energy, guys on both ends of the floor, guys look towards me to set the tone. I try to do the same thing tonight.